Hello, 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 gamers! Welcome back to another episode of Run It Back. We're going to dive right into our draft here and see what we can do. All right, some awesome cards I'm happy to see. Furion is good, but not... I mean, it's good. It's a good card. Ambrosia also great. Cornered by Black Mages is better the more you have. White Mage's Staff, very good. Fat Chocobo, great. Travel the Overworld, a good one. And Tonberry, also good. But maybe not as good as some of these other cards. So, I'm a little debating. I think I like both these white cards very well. I also like this Cornered by Black Mages quite a bit. So these three are the ones I'm looking at. And I'm debating between the White Mage's Staff and the Ambrosia Whiteheart. I want like a critical mass of these White Mage's Staffs. Also, Whiteheart I think is the better card in a vacuum. There's also an outside chance we could like wheel the Fat Chocobo or something similar. But then at the same time, we could also do like wheel the Monk's Fist. I think we're going to take this White Mage's Staff and see where it takes us. There's an outside chance that it should be one of these like 5 cards. We'll take the White Mage's Staff. Happy to start there. Snowvillier is a good one. Also Aramon, the Train, Chocobo Kick, even Fate of the Suncrest is fine. Shinra Reinforcements is decent. I think we're going to take this Train just because this makes 2 rectangles and plays well with other things that make 2 rectangles. Rectangles, of course, just being cards that you can sacrifice to this Phantom Train. So we're going to jump on the Phantom Train. Doesn't necessarily mean we're in white-black. A Bartz and Boko looking very, very strong. Slash of Light also looking good. Demon Wall, very happy to see those things. I think I'm more on Demon Wall than Slash of Light. The question is, am I interested in Bartz and Boko potentially going like white-green with some bird sub-themes or like Demon Wall? I think I'm a little bit more into Phantom Train than I am White Mage's Staff, and this Demon Wall kind of plays a little bit better there. Slash of Light also plays great, but let's grab this Demon Wall. Paladin Arms is good. Another White Mage's Staff is great. Marlborough is a great top end. We've got a dual land down here that also plays. I think between these two, I'm on White Mage's Staff over the Paladin's Arms. The question is whether we're more in Marlborough dual land or second White Mage's Staff. And those are good questions. Another bird here, so there definitely was an option for like going Fat Chocobo or Ambrosia into a couple of different things and playing well with the greens. But I think I'm going to take a second White Mage's Staff just because it's an early drop. Looking for things like Magitech Infantry now. Even that 4 mana make 3 1/1s plays well. Grahatia is going to be great. Cornered by Black Mages, another one that we're happy to see. I think I'm going to take this because one of White-Black's troubles that it can have is running out of cards. And so being able to sacrifice a thing to the Phantom Train and draw a card out of it can be really, really powerful. So we're going to take Ms. Tia here, the Cat Archer. And now I think we just need a bunch of rectangles. We want things that make wizards. We want things that are job select cards. I don't think we're on Garnet. Q-Trip Forayer is fine. Adventures Inn is fine. The rest of the stuff is okay. Monk's Fist just kind of plays as like a worse White Mage Staff. So I'm kind of down for that. But maybe I do want this Forayer. I think I want the first Forayer, even if it's just a sideboard card. The graveyard hate on this thing can be very, very powerful. On top of the fact that if we've got a bunch of 1/1s, and then, we attack all in, they easily block one, and then we're able to sort of go in from there and kill off whatever it is. Slash of Light, very powerful with all of our rectangles. Chocomog, less powerful but still good. And then Garland, I think, is a very reasonable splash in something like this. I don't think we're going to go after that quite yet. I think Slash of Light is good enough to not have to do that. But, another thought if maybe this was gone to potentially splashing a little red. Black Waltz is very good, but Hektize also plays well in these sort of sack decks, right? Getting a card from your opponent and then being able to turn on their Train or draw a card from the Tia. Like that's going to play well. I like this Hektize a lot more in a white-black style deck than I did in a red-black style deck yesterday. Notably, Black Waltz number 3 was in that pack, so red-black also open again. I think we're going to get Tonberry over Monk's Fist. I know it's our first Monk's Fist, so we talked about potentially getting a different one, but I think Tonberry's that much better. They're both 2-1s, but Tonberry consistently gets to attack. Ahriman is a great option outside of Phantom Train to continue to sacrifice the rectangles for value. And then that's going to be a great option for us. Magic Pot is 2 rectangles, right? A treasure token, and then pot itself. I don't know if we're going to end up playing it. Hopefully we don't have to. But, again, this is a little bit of casual graveyard hate, which in particular matchups can be huge. Paladin's Arms was phenomenal on the wheel, much better than both the other 2 cards. We considered taking it at the time. And then here, we're never playing the Sage's Newliths, so let's just take Gone and see if we end up needing a green spell that we might splash for. Go-Go is fine, you know, if we want to go collection style, but Moogle's Valor is a bunch of rectangles at the same time, plus it makes all your stuff indestructible, plus they've got lifelink, and just in general, this card is almost always a blowout. Even if you're only getting 2 Moogles, giving all your stuff indestructible and then getting the Moogles as well is big deal. These little guys are awesome. Turn the game around, most times. Trying to think of other things that we're really interested in. I would be willing to splash for Kuja. I'd be willing to splash for Genova would be a great one. Even like an X-Death, seeing Gone in our sideboard here. I think I probably would splash an X-Death, which is a green-black uncommon that transforms. Golbear is probably not. Shambling Sieth is probably good. Also see Resentful Revelation. I don't think I'm splashing for Lock-Cole or Zidane. Not yet. I think I'm going to take this because a lot of our non-creature spells being White Mage's Staves, Slash of Light, Phantom Train, Moogle's Valor, Paladin Arms. If we're playing an equipment sort of style rectangle deck, then there's lots of non-creatures that happen to also be creatures, right? I think as far as things that are not actually creatures, we have Slash of Light. Everything else is a creature. Ultimecia, now on the other hand, is super powerful, very good. Crystal Fragment playing very well as an opportunity to, you know, get in early and then also go late. And then Summon Chocomug, I think, is something we are going to be a little interested in picking up later than pick 3 in a pack, but I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for this. I think we're going to stick with this for now. If we see this a little bit later, I'd be very interested in picking it up. Kane, I've just not been impressed with every time it's been played with me or against me. Zac Fair is only a single rectangle, but it's very powerful on its own right, and Undercity Dire-Rat is, I think, replaceable. We do see a Suplex still here. Very good. We also see a Queen Brawn, which we had great effect yesterday. So go check that video out. If you haven't seen it yet, Restoration Magic's great. Final Days is not as good here as it is in like green-black because this counts only creatures, right? If it was permanents, that'd be a little bit better. I'll see a Corner by Black Mage and our first Magic Tech Infantry. I think you have to take this first one, even though the first one is the worst one to be taking. I think you have to take it when you see it because the second one gets infinitely better, the third one even more than that. A Keurig. I don't think we can play this card. Yeah. I don't think that card is particularly playable. It's a sick card. Great for Commander. If you're in mono black, I guess there's a deck for it. Oh, this is interesting. Rufus or Stiltskin. Rufus allows you to like consistently put out dog tokens for things like Stiltskin, Ahriman, and Phantom Train. But it's an uncommon, so even though you're a little bit less likely to see it than a common, you're a little bit more likely to see it than another Stiltskin. I still think it's that much better, so I'm going to take this Rufus over the Stiltskin. Yo, and Albed Salvagers, this is the exact kind of card we want. Because now if we get this on the battlefield and we've got 6 rectangles or whatever, you can use like the train just to get everything down from your opponent. Plus it gets a 1/1 counter for each of them. So very easy to find lethal lines with a Albed Salvagers and a Phantom Train. Phaidon is probably at its best in black-green. It's okay here. Snowvilliers also fine-ish. Vigilance looking pretty key here. Even just as a 3/3 Vigilance, that's pretty good. We'll take our Resentful Revelation, a second. I don't want a second Fourier. I think I'm going to take this Vector in case, again, we open something crazy good. I'm not playing any of these cards, so we'll take 20 gems with Kane. But Kane does make, what, 2 treasures? If there's a deck, it might be this one. Nibelhelm of Flame. I don't think we're going to splash for that because we're going to wipe all of our stuff. Summon Anima played really well in Black-Red over the top last night, but I think Delivery Moogle is just that much better. It searches up our first Magic Tech infantry if we ever get more of those. It also searches up both Demon Wall and double White Mage's Staff. This just seems to be the card we want. Even though it's a single rectangle, it goes and gets other rectangles. Okay, Evil Reawakened is good, but we don't have anything super incredible to get back. We've got things like Grahatia or Rufus, Albed Salvagers, I guess. But like, even just another removal spell, we don't have like an overkill or anything, so we're gonna be on Vane's Treachery. I don't think Emmett Selch is worth the splash. Vanille may be worth the splash if we already had a Fang. But I think getting our second Vane's Treachery going is going to be more important. Yeah, not a whole lot here. So I think we're going to speculate on this Black Waltz. That might be worth a splash because we have 10 non-creature spells, even though many of them are, quote, creatures in our creature count. I don't think we're playing Genji Glove. Barrett Wallace could also be something because we've got equipped creatures, right? A ton of those. But we'll take this Black Waltz, we'll put it in the sideboard, see if something else shows up. A Black Mage's Rod is great. It's 2 rectangles. Also counts all of our other non-creature spells to ping off for our opponent. Summon Primal Gyruda. Let something over the top. It's a kill spell for a race. I think it's better than second Slash of Light. If we did not have a Slash of Light, I probably would take the first one. Because we already have one, we're going to diversify just a little bit. Take the Summon Primal Gyruda. Weapons Vendor is great. We also could speculate a little bit on the Fang and see if Vanille comes back, but I think that's pretty unlikely. So we're going to take this Weapons Vendor because it's that much better of a card. We're going to have to make a cut here, or 2. And it might be the Snowvilliers. Ooh, an Overkill. Get that in here. Yeah. Much better than everything else going on. This Magic Tech Infantry is not going to play because we don't have another one. And then this like Crystal Fragments is looking kind of mid. We're going to get the second Delivery Moogle in here. That's great. What are we cutting? Holy cow. I guess it could just be Resentful Revelation, which is fine. Is it Crystal Fragments? I don't like cutting that. Maybe we just play 16 lands. Like, all of our stuff is pretty low curve, and we don't have that many. I mean, we've got one single double pip, a single card that has 2 pips. So this might be a 16 lands deck. Wow. That also kind of tracks because in Black-White, you really don't want to be flooding out. It's kind of the worst. Ultimecia. All right, well, I guess we'll take that. Are we ever playing Fight On, though? Probably not. I'm going to take this. In some of those super long grindy decks, we might, like, side it in. But I think this deck is sort of good on its own. I don't... Oh, we did get that Vanille back. We could have splashed it for the meld. But I think this deck is good enough on its own. It doesn't need the splash. I don't really feel like I'm stretching for playables. Take our... Man, we got a bunch of gems here, right? We got Emmett and Kane and Genji Glove. We got gems. That's great. Finishing up the draft, we see a Vince's Limit Break. And I think we just ship it. 8-8. Let it rip. Yeah, I mean, it's an even split. I don't think we want Kane, right? Draw cards, tap treasures, then lose life. If I have specifically like Phantom Train or Albed Salvagers, then it's like super good. And if I don't, then it's like mid to bad. Yeah, I don't think we can play it. Game plan is play a bunch of early dudes and then go over the top with Phantom Train, Mughals Valor, and Grahatia. All right, let's try it. Jump into the queue and see what we can find. Oh, right off the bat, no cut in the video. Love that. We're going to play first. We're going to jam. We got stuff to do. Let's go. Tonberry, staff. We're going all out. Go. We're curving. Please no 1-3s. Please no 1-3s. Actually, I don't think they have any 1-3s in red black. Suplex the Tonberry. Fine. Go. We are going to play these two rectangles out, Crystal Fragments and White Mage Staff, because I think it's going to be easier for us to draw land and go like Salvager's Equip and then attack for 5. Or like Delivery Moogle. Yeah, that's fine. Vane's Treachery. Yeah, alright, we'll just play this then. OPM mono removal over here so far. Another corner by Black Mages. Sacrifice this thing. Demon Wall. Equip the fragments onto the salvagers. So we're like, quote unquote, safe from another corner by Black Mages. But not so much from just, yeah, that sucks. Light of Judgment. That one's not good, Bob. Alright, we get 2 pings because of the Light of Judgment killed 2 things while this was on the battlefield. No Grahatia. Alright, so let's just equip. We have a 4/4. Kinda. Dang. Summon Esperama. There it goes. Hopefully draw land for our Delivery Moogle. Love to see that. Not going to trade with the Esperama. We'll take our 3 damage. Search your library for Black Mage's Rod, or we can have Demon Wall back. Those are tough. I think I want the Demon Wall because it's just a good blocker, and as we can like go Demon Wall and Vane's Treachery, or eventually we can level this thing up to be a very good attacker. Opponent on more removal. Yep. Absolutely. We take 2, 3, 4 plus 4 is 8, putting us to 12. Then the Summon Esperama will go. Oh, very interesting. I don't think we can play that this turn. Can we play it? We'd have to sacrifice this and... Well, then it just gets suplexed. Okay, let's play Demon Wall. Let's play Vane's Treachery now, because otherwise they're gonna get extra 2 damage off of their... I believe what the plan was like Sorceress's Schemes into whatever, right? Corner by Black Mages, suplex, whatever is fine. If they do it into corner by Black Mages now, then they have 3 O1s, plus we take an additional 4, 5, 6 and go to 6. So that means 2. Dang, all right. This is doing it. Yeah, any two non-creature spells and they are in there like swimwear. We're just gonna play our Gratia because that's what we've got for us, and it can attack next turn easily with the White Mage's Staffs. They have a Cecil. Okay. All right. Okay, with Cecil, I think we're gonna play the Train. Oh, you know what? We could sacrifice one of these stabs and draw a card now. And then we can do another one on their turn. That's probably for the best. Okay, and turn. Attack with Cecil. I don't think we can let that go. If we're at a higher life total, I'd be down. Oh, I see. That worked out. I know Rufus is a good long-term strategy, but also, in theory, they should have just killed the Phantom Train just now, and they didn't, so it is looking very likely that they can, will be, should be dead here. I mean, we can just go for lethal. But I don't know how good that is. I think I'm not interested in going for lethal in the face of now them needing 3 non-creature spells. Or like a haste threat. Are they just flooding out? I'm very confused as to how they've got 4 cards in hand. A fight on. Okay. And then a summon Esperama would kill Grahatia. And then they play... Yeah, this is 3, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if that's enough. We're going to sacrifice this to put a 1/1 counter on our thing. But particularly if we draw a non-creature spell. They have 8, we have 8. Okay, we're 1 short. But, oh, that's great. With Cecil, they can't block with Cecil. So we do this. We then attack. If they don't block with Cecil, they die. If they do block with Cecil, they go to 1, and then Cecil triggered kills them. It was great. 4A are looking kind of good in the face of Summon Esperama and Sorceress Schemes and Fight On. So we're going to get that thing in here. I don't know if there's really much else we need. Oh, yeah, maybe this Magic Pot. That's a good one. Things that require lots of stuff on the battlefield. This Crystal Fragments is kind of mid if we don't have creatures, if they're just going to kill our stuff. Summon Primal Garuda also kind of mid if they're going to kill all our stuff. So let's take those things out, bring in a little bit of graveyard hate. I can't believe we made it through that one. That was a good match. All right. Good curve. We'll keep these things. Start with the Tonberry. Yep. Take us both to 18. No attacks, that's fine. Let's go with White Mage's Staff. Just put something else on the battlefield, and if we need to sacrifice something, we can. My guess is that this might hit like Vane's Treachery on our Tonberry. But I think what I'm going to do is, in a little bit, see if we can hold up this Vane's Treachery and sort of blow out one of their removal spells. Right, where they remove a thing. Oh, but I guess they're just going to do it right away. All right, well. C'est la vie. We're going to Hectize. And see what they do here. Dang, we get a suplex with the Hectize? Let's go. Yep, that works for me. Yep. Nothing. All right. Weapons Vendor. Cecil kind of doing a lot of our job for us here. Moogle's Valor. Wow, what a rip. We're not blocking with Hectize, so we're going to be attacking. And then next turn, we're going to hold up that Moogle's Valor, I think. Unless, of course, this Weapons Vendor takes it. Nope, looks like we're taking 1. A Suplex and a Resentful Revelation. So we're going to take 2 more. And then 2 more from Cecil. That puts them to 11. Suplex the Vendor, sure. Resentful Revelation puts us to 11. We go to 9. They go to 11. I have to wonder if maybe just trading, like, Doing a little attack here. Seeing what happens. And even if they deal the damage and flip the Cecil, we can just Veins Treachery it. Which is fine. Yep. Zac Fair looking good. So I think getting 2 Moogles out of our... Yeah, we get 2 Moogles and we gain 2 life. Probably worth it here. Nice. Block with everything. They get to keep their Cecil if they have a Veins Treachery. But they just sack it and they don't even gain the life. Wow. That is brutal. Yeah, now it's worth an attack here for everything. Zac Fair can transfer his counter onto stuff. We get to gain a life with the Heck Dies. We get 2 life with the Moogles. They go to 2. Oh, we didn't play our land. That's okay. We're holding lands to be scary. Fight on. Yes. Oh, but Cecil, no. Cecil can't block. Cecil can't do anything. No, no, no. Not good for our boy Cecil. Xenos, yay Galvis. Okay, we're gonna put a counter on a Moogle because it has lifelink. Then we're gonna sacrifice in response this Moogle to kill the guy before he chooses. Then he chooses the Moogle, kills both things, or he chooses the Heck Dies and just kills his stuff. And then they need to have like a... Well, they can't have suplex. Yeah, Cecil not going to do it. We equip. We get in for 1. And once again, Cecil, not a good blocker when opponent at 2. We got there. Let's go. What a good match. What a good match. Very pleased. See you guys in round 2. All right, round 2 underway. A little Cactuar boy trying to get in there. I think on the draw this is fine. We have a 2-drop into an early removal spell. We've got more stuff coming. They mulligan, so that also kind of works. Just draw it every time. Easy every time. This means we're going to lead on the Black Mage's Rod because then we get our trigger off of the White Mage's Staff. Or our Overkill, or really whatever we want to do. And depending on how they play here, like if they played something like a Sahagin or a Pixie or a Shantoto, I would just like instantly kill it. But it looks like they're struggling. So they're going to cycle the Marlborough and not even play the Swamp. So we know that they've got a land in hand. Tonberry is a great draw. Because it allows us to go double spell. Even though if we're not going to attack with the 2-1 right away. Or we could, I suppose, but then we're going to have to equip it. I don't think I want to equip with this quite yet. It's one of those things I just don't really want to have to do. They have a single blue up. What do they have for a single blue? I check the number of cards they're playing, because if they're playing that bad card where like you get to steal an equipment and equip to one of your creatures. I've never actually sleeved that card out, but I'm assuming the only reason why it's good is because nobody would be expecting it, because generally it's bad. But a Black Mage's Staff of their own. I think we're just gonna like cash in the Moogle. Go get Demon Wall or something, I guess. I don't think I have 1 second White Mage's Staff over a Demon Wall. Grati is fine. I don't really want to crash these into those. Maybe I do, though. We don't have that much mana. And like next turn we're getting in for 5 and they have like no good blocks for those. Ice Magic, I guess, is something they could have. I'm trying to think of other things they could have. White Mage's Staff, Demon Wall, Crystal Fragments. Give me a Demon Wall. Because at this very second, we can go like Demon Wall and Slash of Light. If we draw a land, we can go like Slash of Light, Overkill, attack for a bunch. Likely won't, but we could go, you know, we could just play Grahatia attack. And if they want to trade with one of these things, then that's also good. Heck dies. I think we're going to pitch this Slash. Could have also taken the Overkill because functionally it's kind of the same, but I don't think it's really that important. Do they have another Cycler or something? Like, I'm a little shocked that they don't... Like, what are they holding up for blue-blue? It's tough. Tough to say. Maybe they're just putting a stop on. No, I don't think so. Alright, Vein Stretcher is a good one. I think this is a pretty easy just attack with our free attackers. Downberry, pretty good one to Ice Magic. Like if it went to the top, we'd put it on the bottom of our library. And if it went to hand, it's like 3 turns away, right? You did this one, and then it comes into play, then the stun counter, and it finally gets to turn again. Boom, there we go. Still very happy with where we're at. If they continue to play lands and have big things, we've got stuff for those big things. If they don't, then we are winning, I think. Yeah, no real attacks in the face of the Demon Wall, which is great for us. Ahriman's a good hit. The only real block that they might have if we attack with these is triple blocking Tonberry and then like trading as a 2-for-1. And I'm going to trade. I'm not going to do anything. We could try to blow it out with like a removal spell, but no, I'm not going to do that. We'll trade our 1-drop for 2 of their creatures, which would be incredible. Beep boop. There he is. OP in the tank. Wonder if OP's at work or something. Going to take care of the delivery Moogle. Yep, that's fine. Not my favorite play, but it's fine. Continuing to tank. Don't worry, I got these little dancing birds. I'm down. Chocobos. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Okay. First strike damage goes. Eventually. Please. Alright. We'll just play our flyer. Stick with the long-term game plan of they're not really doing anything and we have the upper hand. Yeah, that's a good card, but I don't think it's that important for us. So let's play our land. Let's attack in. Like if we double block with a White Mage's Staff and a Demon Wall on this Reno and Rude, like there's really no way for them to do anything with it. So Attack, 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 attack. You know, there's a thought to play this Grahatia second main, but also they could have Summoned by Leviathans. We just don't have to, right? Like, I just don't have to do anything else. We're winning the game in 2 turns if they don't do anything, and by forcing their hand to play stuff means that we're going to end up getting extra value out of ours. We don't have to sack anything to Ahriman. We don't have to do anything but just sit here and continue to attack our opponent. So that's what we're going to do. Now we have a 6 mana. Like, we can still not do anything and be proactive about upgrading our Demon Wall. But, yep. Go to 4. Oh, I see. Sephiroth's Intervention. Yeah. I don't think I need to... There's a thought to, like, sacrifice it via Vane's Treachery to kill one of the things, and not only does it sort of eliminate their card, but, one, we don't have to sacrifice anything to Vane's Treachery, so it's kind of moot. And then 2, the 2 life just, like, isn't particularly relevant here. They're still going to go to 8, I think, after they choose not to block. And I don't think I have to run this out because we've got the 6th mana to just upgrade our Demon Wall. Should they choose to pass everything, then I just don't think we do it. If they like attack all out, then we'll do some blocks and then see if we can, you know, do some kill spells to help. But until that happens, there's just like no reason to. And it's so interesting. This is a very interesting sort of dichotomy of what the format is about. Neither of us have really flooded. They've got 7 lands. We've got 6. So sure, they drew an extra land or whatever. But they also got us with Hekdais. And, you know, they had to cycle a Marlboro. We had a couple 2-for-1s and like the Delivery Moogle, that kind of stuff. But as you look at it, we've sort of invalidated a lot of their cards by Demon Wall. Like, I'm not worried about Monk's Fist. I'm not worried about this Hekdais. I'm not worried about really any of their stuff. And so cards that may have value just have no value on the board. There's just no board presence here. We're going to play our Grahatia. And so you can't always treat every card 1-for-1. This is what I found really important here. This Tonberry has more value on this board, and on most boards, I think, than a Reno and Root. Now, on an empty board, Reno and Root is great. Or like, you know, where you've got stuff and you can continue to cash it in. Don't worry, it's good. And there are decks where it goes in, or even games where it's going to take over. So I'm not saying don't draft the card. But this is the sort of card advantage that the game comes down to now when you're not playing blue. If you're playing blue, you play your combo tutorials, you draw your cards, you travel the overworld. But if you're not playing blue and you're playing like red-black or white-red or white-black, you know, these are the kinds of things that you have to do is to say, all right, well, if I play these cards, then this card doesn't matter, this card doesn't matter, and this card doesn't matter. And so, you know, I'm functionally up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards to their 2, if you count like Black Mage's Rod and Card in Hand. And so I think that's a really good way to sort of illustrate why some people may be struggling in the format, because not every card is the same. And if you can invalidate your opponent's cards, then you can gain card advantage, even though we have the same amount of actual cards. Yeah, this is fine. Some people would be like, no, I want to save my Demon Wall. But if you open yourself up then to... like, let's say I kill the Hekdais or whatever, you're opening yourself up to a pump spell or whatever that you may lose your Demon Wall and then be Vane's Treacherying a Hekdais. Whereas if you just take your 3-for-1 on the Demon Wall, 1, I get to draw a card from the Grahatia. But 2, what are their blocks going to be like next turn? Right? Like, we're attacking them. If they chump here, now they die? You know, and we can Veins Treachery on end step, and then Crystal Fragments untap Overkill. Like, it just taking that trade puts us so far ahead. Whereas there's a small, slim outside chance that not taking the trade can be a big problem. So, sacrifice your thing, kill 3 of their stuff. I think if sometimes one of the best way to decide whether you have attacks, decide what the blocks were like, is in that situation after they blocked, do I let them go through? I think to myself, would I just sacrifice this creature to kill those 3 things? And if the answer is yes, then I do it. If I don't, then you try to, you know, maybe you shouldn't have attacked or whatever, blah, blah, blah. This hand turns out great. Considering we don't have a lot going on, I'm going to actually just Veins Treachery this right away, because these Black Mage's Rods, like, if they play another one and then we play our Singleton Salvagers and then they, like, corner by Black Mages or whatever, it can be a big problem. So I want them to spend the extra mana on equipping this Black Mage's Rod if it's something that they want. Seeing as we already have 6 mana in hand, really debating on going to get that Demon Wall. That might be a good option. I guess we'll just sort of see what our opponent ends up doing. Yep. Okay, so we're going to Delivery Moogle. We're going to get a Demon Wall. Never in our life are we ever going to be blocking with this thing. So might as well be attacking with it. Combat tutorial on a Shambling Seath. Sure, yeah, that's a good one. Question is, are we gonna trade our Delivery Moogle with their Wyvern? And I think the answer is no, but also we're kind of losing the race at the moment. Oh no. Okay, good. Hope he doesn't want to do that. So we're gonna take a hit. We'll see what happens. We draw another land. Let's draw our Weapons Vendor. And another land. Incredible. And see, in this game, the exact opposite is happening. We are flooding, which is fine. You know, it's kind of what happens. For all we know, they've got 4 lands on here as well. But they're able to play cards like Resentful Relation, which is a 2-for-1. They've got a 2-for-1 out of the combat tutorial. And then they're invalidating some of our cards with their cards. Like, these things are much better than ours. So now we have to just play this. Do some double blocking, I guess. And this is the other way that card advantage gets done in the format, is if you can make your opponents play their cards suboptimally, then you're going to have a better time. I don't want to be blocking with my Delivery Moogle, right? But I have to here, because otherwise I'm going to die. And then also, I'm trading a creature with this Shambling Seath, and then after it dies, they can just get it back. Yep, take the 1. You'll notice also I put on my 2 most valuable creatures on the same one so that they both didn't die. Looks like our opponent elected to kill them that way. That's fine. The Lunar Whale. Okay. Armon's a decent card. They cannot crew with the Shambling Seath because it's a comes into play tapped. Trying to think of like what we could draw here that we're like actually pumped to draw. Moogle's Valor, I suppose, is a decent one. Phantom Train, not really gonna help us. The tough part is like whatever we do take, like this summon anima is gonna kill us, so maybe we have to kill that. I think we just have to trade here, because if we don't, they equip this, and then we just die. But as it sits now, if we can, a Zodiark, Umbral God. Dang, all right. That's a good one. All right, Black Mage's Rod, you got it. We're going to continue to play out our lands and then concede the game. Zodiark is an interesting one. They seem to be actually doing pretty okay with it. Forayer, nah, it's fine. I think it might just get a little bit outclassed. It's going to depend on draws here. We want to make sure that our draws are better than theirs, and they very clearly were in Game 1 and very clearly were not in Game 2. But that's also part of why we play best of 3. Those kinds of things do happen. You just need to make sure that you are on them. I don't think we can keep this. God, I wish. If we just had 2 lands. If any of these cards other than the Swamp was a land, we could just go like Tonberry into Hektize into Demon Wall or whatever. It's fine. If we were on the draw, I might consider this, but it's just not good enough. Here is much better. I think we can pitch the... Dang, I kind of want all these things. But I'm gonna pitch this Crystal Fragments. Because this lets us curve 2 into 3. You really get a board presence going, and then also take care of something if we need to with the Overkill. A Resentful Revelation, no blue source. Usually this is kind of the last line you want to be playing. If they had a swamp, they would probably even do that. But seeing a swamp here means that they almost assuredly just picked up an island or second swamp. But yeah, there's the island. Dragoon's Wyvern. That tracks. I'm going to play the Black Mage's Rod here. And I think if they want to trade their Wyvern for our hero token, like, I'm down with that. They do want to trade. Oh, very interesting. All right. I was not expecting that. The Lunar Whale. Sure. Slash of Light, huh? We can equip this. It turns into a 4/2. Not really helpful for us. So I think we just have to pass. Hoping that they're going to crew on their turn. We could attack with our Black Mage's Rod, but it's really sort of signaling what's going to happen. So they crew. We want to make sure they go to combat, so that way they can't play any sorceries after we kill this thing. But we'll kill it so they don't get any card advantage out of it. And a Sahagin. Yeah, good card. Sahagin's a good card. Okay, let's stick with Rufus here. Rufus wears equipment very well, so like if we end up equipping it with the Paladin is fine. That probably is just going to eat a Slash of Light, I would imagine. It's just going to gain too much. I know it will kill itself, but it gains too much value over the course of the game, so... Let's spend our mana to equip over here, which allows Rufus to attack in pretty free. We get our puppy named, was it Darkstar? Yeah, Darkstar. And now we can either... Mazu Trader, sure. We can level up our Demon Wall. We can equip... Level up Demon Wall looks pretty good, huh? Turns it into a 5/5. So if they triple block, then I get to kill the trader and the token. While also keeping a 3/4 back. Yeah, this looks good. Sahagin going back to the bench. The other two going in the bin. Demon Wall also down. Sure. Sahagin now a 2/4. Vane's Treachery, huh? Yeah, I mean, that kind of plays really well. So we're just going to Paladin's Arms, this, sacrifice, Dark Star, ping, attack for 5, get our Dark Star back, and bonk in for 5. Okay, Darkstar it is. Normally you'd be like, oh, sacrifice the 1/1 instead, but we only ever get a Darkstar if we don't have one. Sephiroth, sure. Down it goes. We take 3 plus 1 from the wizard. Oh, we don't take 3. Incredible. No real reason to play this swamp here. The stop suggests that we might have a pump spell. And playing the swamp, it doesn't allow us to do either of our things. So we're going to... Which one do we want to equip with? I think we do this one. Play our White Mage's Staff. Continue to act like we have something, even though we might not. Get in with Ms. Tia. Yep. Eat a chump blocker. And then pass the turn. If for some reason next turn we draw a non-land spell that we want to be casting and equipping or whatever, then we just play the land. If we draw a land, that we play one. It's not that important for us. Let's equip here. And then I think we kind of just get in, because if we attack and they block here, they're going to 1, and then White Mage's Staff off of the Black Mage's Rod kills. And I think they just sort of had one of their flood out games, which is unfortunate. We do get to draw a card off of it, which is great. And that should be lethal. Yeah, we got there in round 2. See you gamers in round 3. Let's go. All right, round 3, going for the trophy. Seeing what we can do with some black-white rectangles. Yeah, I mean, these are cards, so we'll play these cards. Ideally, we draw 2 more lands. If we draw a Grahatia, we'll want 3 more, but aside from that, kind of happy with what we've got going on here. So just play our Black Mage's Rod first, because then when we follow up with Paladin's Arms, we'll get a trigger off of it. 4th land means we go like Demon's Wall plus Vane's Treachery on 4 if we want. I mean, they could just Thunder Magic our thing, but that's pretty rough stuff if that's what you're doing. Oh, man. Tap land? Well, if they're just playing tap land, we're going to get in. Nibelhelm of Flame isn't also important because it requires a creature. Outside of that, I think it's just spot removal. A Gigantode. It's a good card. Looks like we're going to be able to nab that with an overkill. Get in for 1 with the hero, and then an additional 7. Pink, pink, pink. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Demon Wall. And then now we just get to attack all in. Even if they, let's imagine they could play 5 4/4s and block all of our stuff, then the Al Bhed Salvagers gets to get in. But sick curve, play your rectangles, win the game. Just gonna do that again. We missed even a 1-drop, right? Like Magic Infantry and Tomberries are like very real 1-drops that can be played in this deck, and we didn't even have one of those. It's a shame, really. All right. See if we just run a dude over, maybe with a train this time. That'd be sick. I mean, I'm still keeping this. It's not great, but we're going to have to draw just a couple creatures. Honestly, if we draw a 2-drop in the first 2 turns, this hand looks a lot better. We just go like Fragments, 2-drop, Salvagers, Slash of Light. Swamp, on the other hand, not incredible. Swamp, not incredible. They do have something like a Sabbatender. Ooh, okay, Finn, you got it. Phantom Train. I think this just pretty clearly says we're going to be playing a Salvagers next turn, which is like not great into Chocobo Kick, but also It's just kind of how things have to be. Ooh, a Shambling CF. That is much better. Much, much, much better. Is this equipments? Or is it? Yeah, yeah. Okay, creatures and equipment. So hopefully we can draw like a black mage's rod or a white mage's staff. Lightning bolt the CF. Yeah, you got it, brother. Is this like Finn and a bunch of rule spells? What's going on here? We're not going to pump this, are we? Oh, Prisha's wandering. All right, that's fine. I thought we were going to like blitzball shot, and I was like, ah! But if you're going to Prisha's wandering anyway, sure. That's a little bit tougher now, because we're going to have to end up having... Yeah, right, like we could have... We could have gone like Black Mage's Rod into Slash of Light, but now we can't do that, so... I'm not super scared at 6 poison. It's once we get to 8 poison that I'm like, all right, we got to do something about this. The 2 a turn, also not like super incredible. I've never been poisoned out in a format with the exception of 1, of course. Rufus is probably a good choice. Let's play a Black Mage's Rod and a Rufus. Able to sacrifice something, maybe like our Crystal Fragments or whatever, in order to turn this into a 5/5 and probably kill off the fat Chocobo. Rufus is probably going to end up blocking this little 2/2 Chocobo. But we'll see what they do. A suplex would be a little tough. Suplexing the Phantom Train, very on flavor, I believe. Yeah, this is fine. Sacrifice this thing. Mainly what we want to do is we just want to make sure that this Death Toucher doesn't have trample next turn. Block and block. Light of Judgment. Okay, that kind of sucks, but is it worth it? I don't think it is, right? Okay, that's fine. I mean, like, we could sack both these 2 things, trade off everything with the exception of Rufus, but then we still don't have an answer to Finn, which is like a bigger problem. So they just have to get their 6 damage in. We get to eat their bird. We then go Albert Salvagers, land, attack, Slash of Light here to play around tricks, deal your damage, get back the CF, and now we can double block the fat Chocobo. Hill Gigas. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so we're going to double block the Hill Gigas now. We'll take a total of 2 from this and 4 from that is 6. We'll get 2 back from the Albert Salvagers. But then the fat Chocobo dies and they don't really have a board. We're going to hold that for now. Play this thing, attack with this thing, get a Rufus back, equip Rufus. Chocobo dies. They need like land Choco Comet. And like if they don't, they're in pretty rough straits. I absolutely should be targeting the Salvagers. If they have removal spell, but maybe they don't. This is not lethal, so I don't think we want to attack with everything. I'm pretty keen on attacking with the salvagers because I don't want to block with the salvagers. And then I think I'm attacking with the CF. You know what? Maybe I just attack with these 3. Put them to 5. And then summon Primal Gyruda. I'm going to play this land so I can move the equipment over here in case they have something like another Hilgigas with a pump spell or whatever, and we want to make sure that we can kill it. But my guess is they have like a Choco Comet in hand, and they've been waiting to draw the last land. And they're not. They didn't do it. And so now they're going to have like Choco Comet Salvagers, I guess. Rufus, maybe? I don't know. Oh, if they don't Choco Comet the Garuda, they're dead on board, right? The Garuda jumps whatever I want. And so again, we kind of just find ourselves in a situation where our cards are all relevant and their cards, whatever they are just like not relevant. So not to say that they don't have as many cards as we do. We drew 7 lands, they drew 6 lands. But like, you know, some of these cards just like weren't relevant. Their Lightning Bolt targeting our CF, you know, just like wasn't relevant at the time. Or maybe it was, and that's what got them to where they are. But I don't know. I feel like the card advantage in this set is not about sheer number of cards. Unless you're in blue. If you're in blue, then it's just about like draw cards, which is great. It's more about making sure that your cards that you have are worth more on the battlefield. They're worth more on the stack. You get more value out of them than your opponents. You know, a lot of times summons are a great way to do that. You know, things like, you know, Rufus bringing Darkstar around. That's a great way to do that. Albert Salvagers is a 2/3 that also can like ping off or whatever. Like this thing comes back. There's lots of different ways to get card advantage. But sometimes just like making the opponents, the cards your opponent have, just making them suck. Like if they're not good, then they don't really count as cards. But we're able to trophy with some black-white rectangles. Absolutely adored the deck. Lots of fun. Love us a Moogle's Valor, love us a Phantom Train, Grahatia was great, 2x Delivery Moogle. This is kind of exactly the black-white deck that you want to see. I mean, in theory, there's a couple of better things you want. You want more bombs, you want, you know, more overkills or whatever. But, you know, Crystal Fragments probably is fine. Paladin's Armor's, you know, filler. I want more Albert Salvagers. But this is great. This is kind of exactly what you want to be doing when you are in black-white. Thanks so much for spending your time with me today, gamers. I will see you next time. Cheers.